Greetings. I want to talk a little bit about this book that I've just finished reading. All About Love by Bell Hooks. I've been making a conscious effort to read more black female authors and poets. Right now I feel like that's the kind of guidance that I need in my life. So I thought I'd start out with Bell Hooks. And I started out with this book. I've been familiar with her for some time but never really delved into her work, so I started out with this book, probably one of her most popular pieces, and rightly so, because it's pretty life-changing. So I wanted to share, kind of my thoughts on it. I feel like it's a book that the world needs to read. The basis of it is just talking about, how a lot of the suffering that we experience, particularly in our interpersonal relationships, is rooted in how many definitions that we have for love, and how, we could do with having a shared definition of love. And then there would be much less room for manipulation, for confusion, for rationalization of shitty behaviour from people who say they love us. For the most part, we're brought up to believe that love is a feeling, which, yeah, of course, love comes with its feelings. The butterflies and, the lovely thoughts that you have towards these people who you love. But often it's the case, these people who we love and who claim to love us can act in really shitty ways. And I want to, there's a line between just someone acting like a bit of a dickhead and abuse. So, when I'm talking about, how I believe the nature of love to be, there is difference between that. I recognise that you can love somebody and act in a way that, is not ideal from time to time. But this doesn't apply to abusive situations. Like the concept of unconditional love doesn't apply to abusive situations, because abusive people often take advantage of the concept of unconditional love to justify their behaviour and to manipulate the victim into staying with them. So, yeah, be aware of that difference when I'm speaking. And yeah, what I was saying was, we believe that love is a feeling, whereas if we were to believe that love is a verb, a doing word, and believe that love is as love does, then there would be much less space for... Good morning. Come. There'd be much less space for all of... Hey. Grand rising, sweet pea. Oh, are you okay? So it's bright over here, isn't it? Okay. Oh no, eyes. Face inwards. Yeah. There we go. Let your eyes adjust. Welcome. Yes. Welcome back to the waking realm. Yes. Yeah, it's your vest. Yeah, so it challenges a lot of what we are conditioned into believing love is and should be, especially in this modern day. So some of the challenges, well, it challenges a lot of things, but the two that have kind of really stuck with me are hang on, I need to blow my nose. So yeah, the first one is that the first notion of mine that it's challenged is the notion that I need to stop giving my energy to love and support people, namely men, who haven't done the work on themselves to know their trauma and know how it plays out in their life. And after listening to, you know, a couple of modern day, listening to and reading a couple of modern day feminists, like over the course of this past year, who talk about, you know, how if you're dating men and are looking to find love and build a family with a man, then you need to have your standards higher, and you need to stop just giving your energy to supporting men who are not like at a level where they can already support you, where the work has already been done. Like of course recognizing that, you know, the work is never done really, you know, when you have a traumatic past. But yeah, having your standards a bit higher, so you're not having to spend your energy that you already have to spend on yourself in just living in this patriarchal world, on men who want you to essentially, you know, mother them and be their therapist. Yeah. Yes, baby. You want me to shut up so you can hear your show? Unlucky. Which I resonated with it a lot but I think mostly out of like the whole concept of it is about protecting ourselves and protecting our energy while we navigate, you know, connecting with people, which I definitely felt like I needed to do, because I've been burnt the most by people who I've been trying to love and support through, you know, their journey. So I heard it, I was like, oh my God, maybe it felt like I recognised, like it's the opposite end, that a lot of what is said by these kind of more modern day feminist people is like other end of the spectrum to how I operate. So it provided me the words to think critically about, you know, my beliefs, which I always appreciate, I always try and do anyway. But I came to this work at a time when I was kind of like starting to feel ready to dip my toes back into the dating pool. So I was like, I'm glad that I've heard this now, because, you know, I'm a very like heart on sleeve person. If you follow my page, then you will know that. So it helped me recognize how that can be dangerous and how you just need to be a bit more careful with it. And yeah, pretty much gave me instructions and, you know, tactics to protect myself when dealing with men in particular. And I'm a queer person, but I'm speaking about my experiences with men, because a lot of, you know, feminism it's based on, you know, working against this patriarchal society and surviving in this patriarchal society. So I'm speaking about, you know, heteronormative love here, but it can be applied, you know, across the spectrum, because we all have, you know, masculine and feminine energies. Everyone is capable of love. Everybody is capable of abuse. So also bear that in mind. Where was I? Yeah. So yeah, it's helped me realise that it's been very affirming in just the way that I believe and the way that I operate. So I'm going back to talking about bell hooks. It's been very affirming in, you know, just challenging that notion that people need to be at a certain level, and that, you know, love, you know, if you're loving someone and showing up for them from a place of love, then you do show up for them no matter where they are on the healing journey, because that's what love is. It's support, it's showing up, it's, you know, that choice to hold someone, and helping them to believe that they're worthy of being loved, you know, no matter where they are. And again, you know, doesn't apply to abusive situations, because obviously often these abusive people can use their trauma as a means to manipulate and keep you in that situation. So the second notion is, I wrote some stuff down because when I'm speaking on camera my mind just goes blank, so that's why I keep looking down here. The second one, or the second most important one, the one that stuck most with me, is how it challenges a lot of these spiritual teachings that encourage hyper-individualism as a means to, you know, live. So, you know, living in solitude, and renouncing your connections and living in a place of detachment, which I understand again where it comes from, because a lot of suffering comes from attachment. To anything, to people, to things, to places, and again, on my journey, when I've kind of been reading the work and trying to implement and integrate the work of these spiritual teachers, even, you know, the teachers that I've had on, you know, when I've been gaining my qualifications, like my yoga qualifications, they teach non-attachment, which, you know, I do get it, but it's never fully stuck, because how do you live and fully embrace love when you're just detached from people on a deeper level? It's never really made much sense to me. But also living with the awareness that everything is existing at once, even, you know, opposite sides of the spectrum, attachment and detachment. So I guess I've been, you know, in a state of intellectualizing all of that to understand it. So I'm not negating how part of when you have healing to do, that doing some of that in solitude is necessary. It definitely is. But as a means, as a way of living, as a lifestyle, I think your capacity for love is always going to be limited. And your capacity for care is always going to be limited. When the work you've done on yourself can't be extended out to the people around you. And you know, that be received as well from the people around you. And you know, she talks about the need for community care, and how, you know, in this culture, in this society, it's not encouraged. You know, we've gone from, you know, everyone's kids being everyone's kids, and everyone's parents being everyone's parents, and, you know, to living in these, you know, concrete boxes, just separate from one another. Like, once you get married, have children, it's like, this is my family and my children. And I've been, you know, up until recently, you know, that's what I've been looking for. You know, I've not really got a foundation of like a family unit. So I've been like, I need a partner, my children, someone to like be there for one another as my unit. But then it's still, that's still not felt right. I'm like, that also comes with its issues. So this book has just helped me give words, or find words for all of these conflicts that I observe and experience. and just challenges pretty much everything that we, for the most part, believe to be true about how love is and how it's presented in this world and on this modern day age. It's helped me feel comfortable with myself and my wants. You know, when I speak to people about, you know, wanting to find true love, I feel feel very judged when I speak about that and speak about, you know, the steps that I'm taking towards that, towards finding it. I do feel judgment, and I don't know if that judgment is from myself or if it's from the people that I'm speaking to, but I always feel the need to disclaim it by saying, oh, you know, but at the same time I surrender to divine order and divine timing, and you know, what is meant to be mine will be mine. And while that is true, it comes, saying that and claiming that and stating that comes from a place of insecurity because I feel like that's what I should be saying and that's what I should believe in most. Whereas, you know, just reading Bell Hooks' work and just her existence and her, you know, how her work and how far it's reached and how many people it's impacted, affirms that it's natural and a positive thing to want love and to strive for love and to take practical steps towards receiving that love, finding that love. Like, this is a really cold world that we're living in, and it's not based on love, and the love that it is based on is a very like superficial, very materialistic kind of love. So yeah, this work just kind of brings light to that and does it in a really, I like the way that the book is structured. I'm going to read out the titles of the chapters from start to finish. I feel like it starts at like, it's like a ladder, stepping up from, you know, like self and like very much like this realmly definitions and, you know, the theme of love in, you know, very much this realm, up towards, you know, like divine love, and you get closer as you get closer to the divine, closer to God. So I've only got a few seconds left before my memory runs out, so I'm gonna hurry up. So it's grace touched by love, clarity, give love words, justice, childhood love lessons, honesty, be true to love, commitment, let love be in me, spirituality, divine love, values, living by a love ethic, greed, simply love, community, loving communion, mutuality, the heart of love, romance, sweet love, loss, loving into life and death, healing, redemptive love, destiny, when angels speak of love. So they're the names of the chapter. I need to round this off because the video is going to end. I hope I said everything that I want to say. There's so much more that I could say on this book, but I recommend it highly, especially for those really empathic, empathetic, I never know which word is right, people, highly sensitive people who want to find love but believe that they shouldn't want that and that it will find them. Read this book. If you're on Spotify Premium, the audiobooks are all there, but it's also